Okay, so question number 3 is also going to be a slope problem. So it says rate of change, but we know that that is the same idea as slope. So again, slope is rise over run. But in the case of this problem, we almost think of our time as always as like our x, and our cost is always like the y. So we know rise is like our y, run is our x. So for the case of this problem, the rate of change is actually going to be the change. Here, I'll put this as a text box. The change in cost over the change in time. So change in time is always going to be at the bottom of these. So again, that's like a fraction. So if we're looking to find the change in cost, really what we're doing is subtracting any two y values, and then in the same order, we're subtracting any two time values. So most of you, I did notice, picked these two cost values, which means you have to then pick these two time values. But that's not the only way to do it. You could subtract these two, you could subtract these two, we could subtract 184 and 46, as long as you subtract the corresponding x values. So if I use the first two, like most of you did, that's going to equal 92 minus 46. Oh, I guess I'll put this in a parenthesis. Over, it has to go in the same order. So if we did 92 minus 46, we have to do 4 minus 2. So when we go ahead and simplify that, we know that 92 minus 46 is actually just going to equal 46. 4 minus 2 is 2. And then when you go ahead and simplify that, that's going to equal 23. And the rate of change for this one is always going to be whatever our y value is per what our x value is. So in this case, it's cost. Here, I'll put this as a text box. What do we cost per hour? If that said miles there instead of cost, it would be miles per hour. If it said like items per hour, whatever the y value is goes first, and then it's always per whatever the time value is. So now for part B, now that we know it costs $23 per hour to have this personal assistant, and they tell us we want to hire them for 11 hours, $23 per hour, per always tells us to multiply. So all we're doing is taking the $23 per hour, multiplying it by the 11. So that would equal $253. So then we won't put the dollar sign. Give me a second. It would be $253. Anytime you're asking how much something would cost, the label is always going to be the dollar sign. So that's our answer for part B. So we take whatever we got in part A and multiply it by the amount they give us in part B.